So without further delay, let the party begin. By 1966, John's writing was more introspective, and he was branching out into acting and other forms of art. That year the Beatles' music took an entirely different direction from the cute moptops, who had cranked out a ton of infinitely great dance music up to that point. The Beatles were growing up. This was evident in their 1966 album Rubber Soul, where John began to give us glimpses of his inner life, blowing minds and opening hearts with his beautiful compositions, It's Only Love and In My Life. 1966 was the last year the Beatles performed live, as their music was becoming increasingly Sound system technology was still being developed by the Dancing Bear for the Grateful Dead, but good monitors and speaker stacks were still years away for the Beatles. In the mid-60s, performing musicians had no PA speaker stacks, no amplifier stacks, weak monitors, if they had them at all, and soundboards which were small and primitive. Up to the White Album the Beatles were still recording with 4-track technology. Relay towers came even later. Also contributing to their decision to quit touring, in February 1966 John did an interview where he stated, "Christianity will go. It will vanish and shrink. We're more popular than Jesus now, I don't know which will go first, rock and roll or Christianity." Later that year the interview was quoted in a US magazine, and the American right wing flipped out, burning Beatle records and memorabilia with threats made by the KKK and O. And now, we resume our musical journey with their 1966 live concerts which will lead us into the psychedelic forest that followed, a full 15 minutes from the summer of 1966 at Circus Krone in Munich, Germany. Rock and roll music, Babies in Black, I Feel Fine, Yesterday, Nowhere Man, and I'm Down. This clip features their live performance of In Yesterday, with the usual 3 guitars with drums but no strings. Strange after hearing it the other way a gazillion times. If you don't want to sit through the entire show, here's Nowhere Man and I Feel Fine. Last year I had an 8+ minute color clip of their evening performance combined with above footage, but this year it's disappeared except for If I Needed Someone. Adding to their problems, when the Beatles we. You can understand why they quit touring, since they couldn't hear themselves and were plagued by threats the entire time. Videos of their shows on that tour appear and disappear in a heartbeat. The Circus Krone show above was their first performance of that tour. This year their 30-minute set at Budokan has resurfaced, so for your enjoyment, the Beatles at Budokan 1966. Rock and roll music, She's a Woman, If I Needed Someone, Day Tripper, Babies in Black, I Feel Fine, Yesterday, I Wanna Be Your Man, Nowhere Man, Paperback Writer. For your enjoyment, the Beatles at Budokan. The Beatles at Budokan 1966 another gem from that period. It's the original Beat/W promo clip of the Beatles, complete with go-go dancers, doing Day Tripper. We now move into the psychedelic and post-psychedelic era. John's contributions to the 1966 album Revolver included the very trippy She Said, and the even more psychedelic Tomorrow Never Knows. Here's a score. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.